Welcome to the Daily Review. This is Razak, Senior Trading Strategist here at CMTrading. And today is July 22nd, 2024, and today is Monday morning. So looking at the highlights today, really markets preparing themselves for this big tech earnings starting off tomorrow with Google, Microsoft, Meta, and Tesla coming out with their quarterly earning reports. Now today, no major economic events. So looking at the various markets, starting out with the Forex symbol, the Australian dollar does nosedive versus the US dollar, and looking at the indices, the Dow Jones and the NASDAQ continue their sell-off. Now looking at commodities, gold and oil settling after that sell-off. And as we shift over to the stocks, Tesla coming out with the quarterly earning reports and nosedives yesterday. And lastly, looking at cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin actually pushes higher. So let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So here we go. First with the Australian dollar. Now I'm going to zoom out first, but we're at 66.49. We're getting into supportish area, so I do anticipate a little bit of a bounce. Yes, is it a massive move? No, but two things. Number one, it was trading in its upper range, okay, on a weekly and specifically on a daily. Now it is breaking over that 30-day moving average, which is very, very important, and especially if you get the 8-day moving average to cross over the 30-day moving average. That is a bona fide situation where we're going back to 64. That's something to look forward to here at the Australian dollar. Now jumping into the other pairs, not much happening, so I'm going to just jump straight into commodities. Gold had a big retracement. If we look at a daily chart, that's better. We could see that it is hitting previous resistance, subsequent support, so I do anticipate some sort of bounce around this area. Now jumping into crude oil, also nose diving here from last week. Look at that. Okay, that is a huge move in 1 day of trading. Now we're coming to our 200-day moving average, which should be supportish area. So keep that in mind as we are hitting it right now. Now jumping into the US market, starting out with the Dow Jones. Now the Dow Jones did sell off from its all-time record highs of 41,600-ish level down to 40,597 over the weekend. We had Biden, who is running out of office. Okay, he's not going to be trying to get his second term for election as president. So that leaves a lot of questions unanswered. Now, if during a regular election year we go into uncertainty in the markets and there's some sell-off, I would argue that this year would be that much more so. Number one, because we don't have a consensus of who's going to be the Democratic runner for it. It's probably going to be Harris, who's the vice president. But at the same time, okay, they still have to, they're like starting from zero. Okay, they still have to get out on the trails and start pushing it. And they're a little bit behind the 8 ball as we're only about 4 or 5 months away from elections in the US. So that's really something to consider. Now looking at the NASDAQ, also sold off, okay, over the past couple of days. Now it's still on supportish level. 19,800-ish level is supportish level. And especially tomorrow, we got all these big techs coming out with their quarterly earning reports. So that's super important. Now jumping into the stocks, okay, let's take a look at that. Tesla nose diving here, breaking over that 30-day moving average. That's really important. However, it did have a huge run up, right? And it was at resistance level, at 266. And we're at 238, so this could possibly be a new area that we're trading in, okay, new range, okay, the upper range obviously 266, the lower range where we are right now. Now jumping into the other major big stocks, Microsoft bouncing off of its lows, and if we look at Meta coming out with their quarterly earning reports tomorrow, also bouncing off. So it's going to be kind of choppy between today and tomorrow. Okay, so just expect it. It's a Monday. It's the summertime in the US, so lighter trading volume and all that is happening. However, let's take a look at the big boy, Bitcoin. Okay, look at this. Back to 67,000 after consolidating at that 56,000. That's a nice $11,000 move in just, I would say, just about 10 days of trading. So a pretty decent situation for Bitcoin. That's about 2 weeks, right, of trading. And we're almost back to our highs, about 5,000 or 6,000 off of our all-time record highs. So that's a pretty decent move for Bitcoin in just a couple of weeks of trading. So yes, is it getting into that resistance-ish area? Yes. Would I buy it here? No. Would I sell it here? Not I would wait for it to go a little bit higher if I was to sell it. So that's something to consider as well. This is Fed Razak. I want to wish you guys a great trading day. Thank you.